The morning sun shimmered across the chrome of dozens of parked motorcycles outside Maggie's diner, a quiet roadside stop just off Route 71. The smell of coffee, bacon, and old wood filled the air. Inside, an elderly man with silver hair and a weathered face sat alone at a corner booth. His name was Harold Jennings, a 78-year-old Vietnam veteran, dressed neatly in a faded military jacket that still held his unit's patch over the heart. He didn't talk much. He just smiled politely at the waitress, paid his bills, and always left a tip larger than his meal. He'd been coming here for years. The kind of man who carried his pride quietly, the kind who'd seen too much to speak too soon. That morning, a storm was about to break. Not from the sky, but from a cruel act that would test the meaning of respect, courage, and kindness. If you believe kindness and respect still matter in this world, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Kindness Wins, and drop a comment about what kindness means to you. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts. At that same diner, a loud black SUV screeched into the parking lot. Out jumped Lance Cooper, a 23-year-old influencer, slick hair, designer hoodie, phone always in hand. With over 2 million followers on TikTok, his content was all about pick pranks and social experiments. But lately, the line between content and cruelty had blurred. Behind him was his cameraman, Derek, nervously holding a gimbal. "Yo bro, this one's gonna blow up," Lance grinned, fixing his phone. Old people reactions always go viral. "Let's get it." He scanned the diner, eyes landing on Harold sitting quietly at his booth, sipping his coffee, lost in thought. Perfect target. Lance swaggered inside, loud enough to make heads turn. "Hey, Grandpa," he shouted, waving his phone. "You served in Nam, right? How's it feel knowing the war's over and you still lost your hair?" A few people chuckled awkwardly. Harold didn't react. He just looked up, calm, and said softly, "Son, show some respect. You'll need it one day." But Lance wasn't here for wisdom. He was here for views. He leaned closer, mocking the veteran's medals, smirking for the camera. Respect? For old men living in the past. Nah, people want to see something funny. Before anyone could stop him. Slop. The sound cracked through the diner like lightning. Harold's head tilted slightly from the impact, but his dignity didn't move an inch. Gasps filled the room. The waitress screamed. Derek froze, his camera still rolling. And outside, 40 bikers in leather vests turned their heads at once. The Iron Wings Motorcycle Club wasn't known for picking fights, but they never turned away from injustice. Their leader, Big Ray Dalton, a broad-shouldered man in his 50s with a beard like steel wool, stood up from his stool the moment he heard the slap echo. Through the diner window, he saw the phone, the laughter, the trembling old man. His jaw tightened. "Boys," he said, his voice low and thunderous, "someone just disrespected a veteran." Within seconds, the door to Maggie's diner burst open, and 40 bikers stormed in like a wall of vengeance. Boots hit the floorboards, jackets creaked, every eye locked on Lance. Still smirking, still live streaming. "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Lance laughed nervously, backing up, camera still pointed. "Hey, chill, it's a prank, it's content. Don't take it so seriously." Ray walked right up to him, towering over the young man. His deep voice rumbled like an engine at idle. "Son, you think slapping a soldier's a joke?" Lance gulped. It's just for views, man. I didn't mean it." Ray pointed at Harold, who sat silently, his cheek red but his posture straight. "That man," Ray said, "fought for your right to run your mouth. He earned respect you can't buy, beg, or fake. You owe him more than a sorry." But Lance didn't listen. He pushed Ray's hand away and barked, "Back off, old biker. You don't scare me." The moment his hand hit Ray's chest, the atmosphere turned cold. 2 bikers gently helped Harold to his feet. "You okay, sir?" Harold smiled faintly. "I'm fine, boys. Let's not hurt anyone. He's just young and lost." Ray nodded, but his eyes said something else. "We don't hurt people, sir," he said. "We teach." They escorted Lance and Derek outside. The cameras kept rolling, but the tables had turned. Now the bikers were filming him. Ray faced the crowd that had gathered, locals, truckers, families all watching. "You want content?" Ray asked. "Let's give him content he'll never forget." He handed Lance a bucket and a rag. "You see those 40 bikes? You're gonna clean every single one. Top to tire. Chrome to chain." Lance's jaw dropped. "You can't make me." Ray stepped closer, his shadow swallowing Lance whole. "You slapped a man who's seen real war. This ain't punishment, this is education." With dozens of cameras now pointed at him, Lance had no escape. He picked up the rag trembling and started scrubbing the first bike. Bikers stood around watching silently. Some smiled, some shook their heads. Hours passed. Sweat drenched Lance's designer clothes. Grace covered his hands. Derek had long stopped filming. The laughter was gone, replaced by silence and reflection. By sunset, Lance was on his knees, polishing the last wheel. His voice cracked. "I'm sorry, sir," he said to Harold, who'd stepped outside with a coffee in hand. "I just wanted to go viral. I wasn't thinking." Harold looked at him, not with anger but with understanding. "Son," he said gently, "you can go viral for mocking people or for lifting them up. One makes you famous. The other makes you remembered." Tears welled in Lance's eyes. He bowed his head. "I don't deserve your forgiveness." Harold placed a hand on his shoulder. "Then earn it. Every day." Ray nodded approvingly. Now that's the kind of clip worth sharing. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Wins. Every click helps us spread stories that remind the world respect, compassion, and kindness still matter. A week later, a new video appeared on Lance's TikTok. But this time, it wasn't a prank. It was a heartfelt message. He stood beside Harold and the Iron Wings, their bikes gleaming behind them. His caption read, "I disrespected a hero. These men showed me what real honor looks like. From now on, my channel's about kindness and respect." The clip went viral for laughter, but for its message. Millions watched. Thousands commented. Even veterans across the country wrote, "Respect earned, respect returned." As the sun set behind the rumbling bikes, Harold smiled quietly, looking at the horizon. "Guess some lessons," he whispered, "are worth a little noise." The engines roared to life, echoing like thunder through the valley. Not of war this time, but of honor. And somewhere deep down, Lance realized, this was the first time in his life he'd gone viral for the right reason. Because when we stand up for what's right, kindness wins, every single time.